Welcome, everybody, to episode 154 of the Geek Dad Report. The one show dedicated, formulated, specially created for Ryan to fall asleep on the goddamn couch for an hour and not read any of the extra material that he was supposed to read for the side shows. That's what episode this is, Ryan.
I'll have you know that I basically fell asleep at like 8 o'clock. Oh, wait, no. It was like 9 o'clock. And then I woke up and I was like, oh, Brian hasn't said anything about getting the show started yet. And I was like, I better go get everything set up. And then my dog was like laying on me. And I like put the phone down and I went like this. And then next thing I know, I got like 8 text messages from you asking me where the hell I am. And I'm sorry about that. But on a better note, I did catch like 2 hours very much needed sleep.
Ryan, do I look like a person? Does this face look like a face of someone that gives a shit that you got a 2-hour power nap?
I needed a 2-hour power nap.
I am very judgy right now, and you are right in my crosshairs.
You do not get to be judgy.
I am super. Ryan, everybody, we had a great show planned for you guys, and we had some great Halloween content planned. I had watched. We were going to watch a Halloween movie and just trash it. It's an '80s classic. It was going to be glorious. We were just going to talk shit about it. But Ryan didn't watch that movie. We had 2 Halloween comic books, one Batman story that I picked out, and one Image comic that Ryan picked out that's about witches and stuff. And so I read them both, and Ryan didn't read the one that he picked out and read the wrong Batman comic that I picked out. So we do not have any of those for you either. And we started at 9, so in about 15 minutes, Ryan's going to be like, hey man, I gotta go to work tomorrow. Can we stop the show?
I did not. Wait. I am here. I am committed, Brian. If I hadn't have fallen asleep, I would have had all my homework done.
Ryan, if I had the force right now, what do you think I'm doing?
You'd be carefully caressing my face.
No, a little bit lower.
You'd be going like this.
No, a little bit lower. Like more like not past the chest, but right below the chin. Right up.
You're going like this? Just like loving caresses?
Well, I'm going to fucking love and caress something, you son of a bitch. Anyway, welcome everybody to the Halloween episode of the Geek Dad Report. Tonight we're the one show of a million shows that is dedicated to bringing you all the geek and nerd news you need to know. But good luck finding another show that has a handsome man like myself with my great selection of t-shirts and fucking Ryan and his hoodie every goddamn. What are you, fucking Luke Cage? You know what? Just like Luke Cage.
Luke Cage.
You better watch out. People who dress like Luke Cage are not faring so well lately.
Well, someone's got to represent Luke Cage because
you wear a hoodie, you get canceled. Spoiler alert, we're going to talk about that here real soon.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of cancellations coming soon. I'm going
to retract that. I really don't know if the hoodie had anything to do with the cancellation, but fuck it. Ryan's wearing a hoodie, so whatever.
It won't surprise me, to be honest.
So anyway, that's just my way of saying one of us is prepared and the other is soon to be canceled.
I'm not going to be canceled. You can't cancel me.
I'm canceling you. I don't even know what that means, but I'm going to make it happen.
I think I just need a little bit of slack. And yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. Let's leave it up to the faithful 50.
So besides your fucking power nap there, Sleeping Beauty, what else has been going on in your life, you son of a bitch? God.
I don't know if I talk about the stuff that I do at work, but has been a giant pain in the ass, and I have not been sleeping lately, as you can tell. And I don't want to get into the sappy, sad reasons why. So,
Fine. I didn't want to listen anyway.
Yeah. So, but more importantly, Brian, I think the better question is, how have you been?
I've been irritable lately, Ryan.
Really irritable? I
don't know if it's my age. I don't know if old age is creeping out. I don't know if it's the weather turning. My knee aches all the time now.
Yeah, I got my right knee's been aching like hell.
I don't think I got enough fiber in my diet. I'm not really sure what's going on. Fucking old, Ryan.
Just start eating those Fiber One bars that you can get at Costco.
Fuck that. I refuse to eat that shit because then I'm officially old. Not doing it.
They actually taste good. I'm just saying.
I'm not surprised that you eat Fiber One bars.
Dude, it's not. They're good. Mm-hmm. They're tasty.
Sure.
I eat them for breakfast.
Sure they are. Good. Sure they are, old timer. You got. Fuck. Whatever. What are we talking about? I don't even know what we're talking about.
I go to bed.
We got a Halloween episode. This is our Halloween special, not our whiny old person special. Fiber One bars. Yeah. You would eat Fiber One bars. You probably have Fiber One bars with a bowl of Wheaties and like fried Spam and whole wheat bread sandwiches for lunch.
I actually don't eat cereal, so.
If you did, you'd eat wheat. You'd eat like fucking, what's something real old people eat?
Like big bowl of
bran
oatmeal.
Flakes. You're like, I'm eating my bran flakes. Woo.
Well, I do admit though, I do eat oatmeal. I love oatmeal. So I eat my oatmeal, my Fiber One bar with my coffee.
You're practically Amish. Living in Philadelphia has not been good for you.
My orange juice and my slice of toast, just you like
fucking take your buggy into work. You take your buggy into work and it's up hills both ways.
Someone's got to do the dirty work.
I feel like the blanket I feel like you had a nice blanket and it's probably a quilt that you were on the couch when you fell asleep.
Oh, it was a very thick fleece one. And it was like cold as shit outside here, so
whatever.
I had to do something.
Yeah. All right, sorry. Whatever. Well, we have a Halloween episode. We don't have any additional episodes this week, but we'll
try. We have the Halloween episode, and Brian's really pissed off at me, but he's just trying to hold it in.
No, Ryan, I'd never be pissed off at you. Just more like, you know when you got like a big scab and you just want to itch it, but you can't, and you're just like, it's kind of how I feel right now.
Yeah. Why can't you itch I always itch my scabs.
I'm going to show up at your house with a mask on my face on Halloween.
We do not condone that.
All right, whatever. Well, you know what? We will allow Ryan's transgressions to slide this one time. And we'll try and make this one episode, the only one you're getting this week, we'll try and make it good.
We'll figure out how to make for it.
In the meantime, if you watch this episode and you're real bored, we have lots of other content. I had a book report. I did my very first book report last week. I don't know if you've watched it yet, Ryan, but I thought it was fantastic, personally.
I listened to the first 3 minutes as I was copying everything to iTunes, and then I'm going to listen to it today or tomorrow.
It's more of a visual. I have a book. I brought a book, and I swing it around a lot. I suggest you check that out.
Listen to it on audio.
Me and Ryan also reviewed the new Titan show on DC Universe. I've watched the second episode, and it's great.
Oh, I haven't watched the second episode yet. I did watch the first 2 episodes of Daredevil.
I am 4 episodes in on Daredevil, and we will be reviewing that on this, not tonight's show, but we will be reviewing that probably in a week or two once me and Ryan finish it. But so far, so good. God, it's a good show.
Oh.
But we're gonna talk a little bit more about Daredevil later. So, anything else we want to play? Oh yeah, Ryan did his NFL show. I'm guessing the first 2 were really good because the third one's just terrible. What was that all about? I mean, you're outside, you got like a camera, you're like pointing towards the sky. There's some hairy homeless dude in the background.
And,
were you like on a smoke break at work? I mean, what the hell?
I was in the literal spot where people go to have their smoke breaks.
Homeless people also have sex there. So, you know.
Or where they do drugs. I don't know.
Stay all the way through the 11 minutes. You may receive a special additional bonus content.
It's that one corner of the building where everyone goes to hide. So I don't know what happens back there, but...
Side note, hey, who'd you take? Did you pick Miami or Houston?
I took Houston.
Hey, me too. We're 1-0. Houston kicked the shit out of Miami. So, yeah, check that out. Geek Dad Report versus the NFL. We got that going. All right, enough about all the other shit we got going on. I don't know, whatever. Should we get into this? Should we get into this episode? Because we have a little bit of news. We're going to do a great, fun segment that neither one of us prepared for, so it should be glorious. About our favorite... He did not prepare for it. Our favorite Halloween movies. And then we got some good questions from you guys, Faithful 50. Followed up with a recommendation. Spoiler alert, it's fucking vote. Go vote.
That is like the recommendation for the next 2 weeks, and I don't think we can recommend anything better than that because.
But we'll talk more about our secret recommendation at the end of the show. Until then, fucking vote. Go register to vote. If you haven't registered, just do it. A lot of states, the registration's ending real soon. Find out and do it. If you're unsure and you need help, text me or Ryan. We'll help you find websites to do it.
Go to Vote Save America.
Or you can just go vote.org, I think, and it'll tell you everything you need to know about voting in this year's election.
Yes, as long as you don't live in Georgia.
Don't worry. Georgia's randomly losing ballots from placed by Democrats. Weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so weird.
We're not going to talk about that.
But this isn't a politics show, Brian.
No, I know, but you know, we're goddamn Americans. It's important. It's important that we exercise our God-given right as Americans to fucking vote. It's the only thing that you have to do to be a citizen.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't have to.
It should be honestly a requirement. Like, you should be required to do it. So.
Yeah.
Because then everyone else that complains about shit, you can just punch them in the face for not doing it. But
yeah,
anyway,
you should definitely vote. You know what? Not voting is like falling asleep before a podcast. You should never fucking do it.
Yeah, you shouldn't wake up and be like, "Oh fuck, I didn't vote, and now I didn't get any of the stuff done." And when I go see my best friend, he's going to look at me and be very pissed off at me.
Pretend that Ryan is someone who didn't vote and I'm America, and that's how you're going to feel.
Yeah.
You didn't vote? Anyway.
I was sleepy.
You're lucky you live like 750,000 miles away, or I would have came over to your house, kicked in the door, then shooken you very violently.
And then drive all the way back.
Read the goddamn comic books and watch some movies. I mean, the movie we were going to review is the fucking Monster Squad. I mean, it's a classic. We still can review it next week, but it's not as cool because Halloween's in like 6 days. Yeah,
Halloween's on a Wednesday this year. Why is it? I hate it when everything's in like the middle of the week.
So Portland is actually down in Oregon. They are trying to get a law passed that Halloween will be the last Saturday of every October.
That's the same.
I mean, so it would have been
It would have been this past Saturday then.
No, it would be in 2 days.
Oh, okay, yes, that's right. Yeah, so it would be on the 20th.
Well, it'd be like Thanksgiving. It doesn't matter what the actual date is. It falls on the last Saturday of the month. I think all holidays should not be dated. They should just be like 4th of July is actually the first Friday in July. Congratulations.
When they were fighting for the country, they were like...
Okay. I guess the 4th of July is a little hard to just make a Saturday. But like Christmas, come on. Nobody knows when Jesus was born. Talking I mean, it's like 9 different holidays all rolled into one anyway. So who gives a shit if it's on the 25th or the whatever.
It was 2,000 years ago, so it's like
New Year's Day is probably another one that you kind of have to do on the 31st, but
Yeah, I mean they only did it just so they could take over winter solstice. So
whatever. Anyway, all right, are we done with that? Can we get on? We should get to the news.
I think we should get into it, Brian.
And congratulations if you've made it through that first 15 minutes of possibly the worst podcast ever put to film. What do we record to? Memory? To gigabytes? To data?
Kilobytes.
If you've made it past this first 15 minutes of the worst show ever put into the universe, congratulations. You guys are awesome.
I don't think it was the worst show.
And clearly fans. And that's why we have been doing this, to weed out all the people who are losers. And we're going to tell you guys that you guys all have won a prize.
All 82 of our subscribers.
You just have to ask me or Ryan what that prize is, and then we'll know that you listened and you know what we're talking about.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for my text messages.
We'll see what happens. All right, whatever. All right, guys and gals and everybody in between. It's time for Ninja News. We're coming with the uppercut to Ryan's fucking yawning face. We are coming with the judo chop of Halloween knowledge.
Oh, I thought you were going to do another one? And
No.
then you come in with the very Sleepy Hollow.
Ooh.
Eye gouge to the face.
You know what? You really didn't stick the landing, but I'm going to allow that one. That was pretty good. The Sleepy Hollow. I would have gone with the Sleepy Hollow flaming head of Doom.
No, the Sleepy Hollow choke out.
The Sleepy Hollow beheading of Doom. How about that?
That's a good one.
Should we just tell everyone thanks for joining us and end the show? I think that's what we should do. All right, guys. All right. Thanks for joining us. It's been a glorious episode.
And stay nerdy, everyone.
First up, Luke Cage got canceled.
God damn it. Why?
I don't know. So last week we reported that Netflix had canceled Iron Fist, and we were kind of pissed about that. But, I mean, Iron Fist Season 1 was really not liked by most people.
It was critically panned. Very few people liked it. I think we were like one of the 5 people that liked it.
We were one of the few people who liked it, yeah. But I understand why people didn't. I mean, there was definitely a lot left to be desired in that first season. And honestly, the Defenders wasn't great either, but Luke Cage season 1 and 2 were fairly decent. I mean, they were never as good as Daredevil. Daredevil has been kind of the shining star in the lights.
Well, I'd say Daredevil and Punisher.
Yeah, the Punisher's been really good as well. I know a lot of people really like the first season of Jessica Jones. I've never really been that big of a fan of Jessica Jones's, and season 2 was absolute dog shit. But anyway,
I barely got through the first season of Jessica Jones, and I had to watch the second season because I just don't care about the character at all.
Well, and the second season is just really bad. It's just so bad. The villain's bad. The story's bad. I just didn't give a shit about season 2. I mean, it started out strong. I liked the first 3 or 4 episodes, and then it just was like, oh, this isn't so bad. Oh, God!
No, I think the only reason why it hasn't been canceled is just because everybody likes to pretend that they're like super social. They watch that show, so
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't very good. But Luke Cage, I enjoyed season 2. Apparently, they're saying creative differences, but I don't know, man. It seems a little strange that they would creative difference cancel Luke Cage like a week after they canceled Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Some more's come out. Apparently, some of the reasoning behind it, because nobody knows why Netflix keeps shows or dumps shows. They don't always do it based on viewership. Sometimes it is because it's popular, but other times it's not. And so, apparently, part of the reason why these shows got canceled is because of social media.
What?
Iron Fist was the least talked about show on social media. Luke Cage also had a significant drop from season 1 to season 2, and Jessica Jones and Daredevil both have also had massive drops on social media mentions, likes, talks about, and so it's leading a lot of people to be worried that maybe Jessica Jones and Daredevil could be next on the chopping block, which, Daredevil is so good. If they cancel Daredevil, I don't even know what Jesus.
I don't see how Daredevil could make the chopping block. At least being the first 3 episodes in on the season.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I mean, just the first 3 episodes of Daredevil is already significantly better than nearly all of season 2 of Luke Cage and Iron Fist.
I mean, listen, I don't even think the other shows other than The Punisher are even in the same category as Daredevil. Daredevil is by far the best show on this Marvel show on Netflix. And honestly, Daredevil might be one of the best comic book shows on television, to be honest with you. So, I mean, I guess the good news is if Netflix decides to cancel Daredevil, I can't even imagine that Disney would not snap that right back up for their Disney Play streaming service. Well,
and maybe this is just kind of like a prelude to that. I mean, it could be that Disney said, don't say anything about why we're canceling it, but we're going to revive it on our streaming app, and everyone's going to, be like,
well, I don't think it's, I don't know if it's necessarily that, or this could be a little bit of Disney's taking everything away from Netflix that they have as soon as their contracts expire. So this could be Netflix's way of saying, you know what, we have enough of our own original content. They have a ton of comic book shows coming out that it's going to be original. They may not want to help promote Marvel's brand anymore, and
that's very likely. I mean, I could honestly, from a branding standpoint, it makes a lot of sense.
And considering Iron Fist was one of its least well received shows, I can see that one getting chopped. Now, there's also a possibility that they're going to bring Heroes for Hire in, which is a Luke Cage Iron Fist show. Maybe combine them all. It's also possible they cancel Jessica Jones, all these guys, and then just do a Defender show. But I get the sneaking suspicion that they just may not want to be in the Marvel universe anymore. They may just want to let these go.
When you're airing shows from a company that has basically said they're going to become your competitor in the streaming service, I don't think that gives you a lot of incentive to really want to keep those guys' shows around.
and that they're not going to give you any more properties other than what you currently have. And
yeah, I mean it's in Netflix's best interest from a business standpoint to stop all of them.
Well, and they just spent a fortune on the Mark Miller universe, Mark Millar, the guy who created Kick-Ass. He's creating a whole bunch of original Netflix properties, and I want to say who else is? I think Robert Kirkman I think signed a deal with Amazon Prime, but yeah. So I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Daredevil has not officially been canceled. It has been super well received. In fact, people are calling it the best season so far. I can't say that yet. Before season's in, or 4 episodes in, it has been amazing. I cannot wait to finish it over this next week.
They're not holding back the season, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So, but as of right now, Luke Cage has definitely been canceled along with Iron Fist. I mean, personally, I don't really whatever. It's not really. Whatever. I was more mad that Iron Fist was canceled because at the end of season 2 of Luke Cage, I was like, yeah, whatever. At the end of season 2 of Iron Fist, we were like, oh man, I can't wait to see what season 3 is.
Chi guns.
I think Luke Cage being canceled, whatever. I think they should have canceled Jessica Jones and left us Iron Fist, but that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
Send your hate mail to at Big Bruiser on Twitter. All right, moving on. Speaking of Disney, Ryan, and doing things, I have no segue. Speaking of Disney, apparently Pirates of the Caribbean is going to get rebooted.
I really liked the first one, and then I watched the second one, and I never cared to watch any movie after that.
I have watched all 5, and I've enjoyed most of them, but yes, other than the first, I have not been excited for the next one since the first one.
Yeah, I think Johnny Depp was just kind of worn on me, essentially, as an actor.
I don't mind Johnny Depp. My problem is that the series just never brought really anything new. You know, the first 3 gave us so much, and then the last 2 just were basically rehashes. I didn't mind the last one. I actually thought it was a kind of a good a good end to the whole saga. I definitely don't think they should bring back Johnny Depp just because I feel like that story's ran its course. But they are bringing the Deadpool writers in to work up a treatment for a Pirates of the Caribbean reboot. So I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing it's not going to be rated R with, you know, dick and vagina jokes, but
it would surprise me given how Disney actually just either rebooting or remaking like every single thing that ever made them money. So
yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, Pirates of the Caribbean has been a huge brand for them, making billions of dollars. I'm not surprised that they're seeing like, hey, what else can we squeeze out of this? We'll see if we can make another one and people bite, you know, take another bite at the apple. So I mean, whatever. You know, I am not gonna.
At the very bottom of this rum barrel.
I am not gonna fault them for that. But oh, hey, real quick, going back to characters that Disney may be getting back from Netflix. Hang on, let me try that again. Speaking of characters that are canceled on Netflix and heroes that may get their own series, apparently over at the Disney Play app, there may be yet another Marvel superhero from the MCU that is going to be getting his own show. Who do you think that is, Ryan? I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint. If you piss him off, he's going to come at you with great fury and let's see, vengeful fury and furious anger. Those who just try and destroy my brothers. And I really butchered that.
Conan the Barbarian.
Jesus Christ! No, Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson, just him?
Nick Fury may be getting his own series at Disney.
I think Samuel L. Jackson should just
I am discombobulated. Even my transitions suck tonight, Ryan. This is your fault.
Him?
I blame you for my poor transitions.
Being like 40 different characters, and that's all the show is. It's just him just being like every single character.
A couple weeks ago, we talked about how the MCU was going to start doing their own TV shows on the Disney Play app featuring characters that did not get their own movies. Scarlet Witch, Loki were rumored. Now they're saying that Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury could get his own limited edition series. I say, hell yeah, let's do it.
Is it before or after
I don't know.
Been, Snap?
I'm going to say it's before the snap.
Are they going to de-age him?
Well, we already know Black Panther's coming back, and Spider-Man's already finished his movie, so we know they're all back, Ryan. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. You guys kind of ruined the whole punchline there, Marvel.
I'm jumping around, but guess who else is back, Ryan? Because I needed a decent segue, because you destroyed my ability to make good segues tonight.
The Guardians of the Galaxy?
No! They won't be back for like 9 years.
Yeah, they're never coming back.
I just thought Chris Pratt's already taking on other roles. Like, honestly, there's a good chance we may never see Volume 3.
You think like Chris Pratt could just get too wrapped up?
I think Disney could get to the point where they don't want to deal with it anymore and just move on.
And I mean, honestly, they very well could. Assuming Avengers 4 goes how it goes, then...
Well, I mean, all the threads that were laid in Guardians 1 and 2 were all wrapped up. I mean, there's no mysteries left out there. I mean, they could pretty much do whatever they wanted to. So
the only remaining thread is whatever happens in Infinity War.
So if we don't get Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I hope the entire nerd universe all teams up and just goes after that son of a bitch who drug up James Gunn's old fucking tweets.
Yeah, and then they all go to see James Gunn's Suicide Squad 2.
And I don't mean go after, like, physically, like, do bodily harm. I just mean, like, whatever that person does. Don't ever let them do anything cool again, ever.
Like, pee in his bushes.
Pee in his bushes, maybe internet, like, poop on his mainframe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Send him a dirty porn virus.
write like a really mean letter and then stick it on the windshield wiper of his car.
Take pictures of dog butts and put them all on his window, so every time he looks out a window, all he sees is a dirty dog butt.
Ugh, that's gross.
That's right. You don't mess with us.
Right.
No, speaking of things that are coming back, though, Ryan, Netflix. We got a lot of Netflix talk today. Disenchantment, a show that me and you reviewed, and we really liked it, has gotten a 2-season renewal. So there's 20 more episodes coming from Disenchantment.
So we get to find out what happened to Elfo.
Did you ever watch through the credits?
Which one?
Did you ever watch the post-credit scene like I told you?
Yeah. That's what I just said.
Spoiler alert. Hashtag Elfo lives? Question mark.
Elfo.
Elfo's the best. And for anybody who watched that show and was like, what are you guys talking about? It sucked. Yes, it did. It was hard to get into in the beginning, but by about episode 5, it really started to hit its stride, and I thought it was really good.
You had to get halfway through it in order to get the full effect.
Speaking of things that people can't get into, Wonder Woman 84, which is the sequel to Wonder Woman, has been pushed back 7 months.
Wait, 7 months?
7 months.
Oh my god, why?
I have no idea.
Is it post-production?
The rumor is that they're going to do some reshoots to add in a Flashpoint style part to the movie, plot to the film, so they can reboot the universe. Just pull the fucking plug. Just do it. Give us like Gal Gadot standalone movies forever, and just fucking reboot the rest of the universe. I don't give a shit. Reboot it all.
Man, why is their movie universe gotta be so messed up?
Let Suicide Squad 2 really be Suicide Squad 1, and let's just pretend that you didn't fuck Zack Snyder over, DC, and you just start over.
Suicide Squad goes in and kills Batman and Aquaman, and just like they just kill like everybody, and then you reboot the whole thing.
Just don't care. It's dumb.
I can see why they would need to do a Flashpoint, because they really need a Flashpoint reboot.
In the meantime, no, they just need to start over. Don't even fucking reboot it. Don't even give us a Flashpoint. Keep Wonder Woman, keep Gal Gadot. We'll watch Aquaman if it's any good, and then just make other movies that are good. I don't give a shit anymore. We don't need to reboot it. Just start over. I don't care.
Well, they still need to do what they're doing.
No, they don't. All I wanted to see was the Zack Snyder 5-movie story arc, and you fucked us on that, Warner Brothers. I don't care about any more of this universe. Just reboot it and start over.
We had Man of Steel 2.
Over. And guess what? Nobody's going to be like, oh, wait a minute. If Henry Cavill's not Superman anymore, then how can you have Gal Gadot? I don't give a shit. Just recast. If Shazam's great. Move forward with that. Take the parts that work. Just get rid of the parts that don't, and fucking move on. Just
like plow through like nothing ever.
Yes, just keep going. Just plow through. Just do it. God.
Just be like, all right, we got this one thing. We got these couple of things that are working. Let's just grab onto it and just pretend.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching DC's Titans, and I'm not like, oh man, is it connected to the Arrowverse? I mean, where's Flash? What's going on? I just don't fucking care, because it's great. It's great on its own.
Yeah, I think that's what DC is going to have to just understand, that maybe a lot of their stuff just needs to be, everything's got to stand on its face.
Here's the thing. If you're going...
It doesn't all have time.
Here's the thing. If you want to build this massive universe, you've got to make it work. You got to sit down and come up with a fucking plan. You can't just be like, well, we're going to release 38 Harley Quinn movies over the next 2 years and we'll see what works. No.
Yeah. You got to do at least 5 years of setting up single story or single character movies until you can get to the big Justice League movie. Maybe 10.
Yeah.
How long did it take between Iron Man 1?
You don't need 10. You don't need 10. Work out a deal with Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill, here, I'm going to tell you to fix this shit. Work out a deal with Henry Cavill because he's great Superman. Everybody likes him. Okay, reboot Batman. Okay, recast him. You don't want Affleck anymore. Whatever. Bring in John Hamm. Bring in whoever. I don't give a shit. All right? Ezra Miller, bring in a new actor. I don't like Ezra Miller's Flash, but that's just me personally.
You never liked him from the beginning.
No. Bring in a new fucking Flash movie and just have him, just bring in a new Flash and just make him somebody new. I don't even give a shit. Jason Momoa is great as Aquaman. Just keep making his movies. Shazam's great. Everybody makes their own movies. Make a Man of Steel 2, Wonder Woman 84. Give us that, and then fucking put in the little post-credit scenes like Marvel did, and start teasing shit. And then when everybody likes all your solo movies, team them up for one fucking movie. And pretend like the other shit never happened. Just pretend. Pretend like it just Justice League did not happen. Have them re-meet each other for the first time. If you need to, take Justice League out of circulation and burn it. And then be like, that movie never happened. Okay, I'm fine with that. Or just reboot the whole goddamn thing. Keep Cavill, keep Momoa, keep fucking Godot.
Or just maybe ignore it. Maybe there's no Batman in this new DC universe.
Or just hit the reset button, and guess what? Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, and Jason Momoa still just happen to be Aquaman, Superman, and Wonder Woman.
It's just, in this parallel universe, only some people still look the same.
I don't care. Comics have done it. Just figure it out. All right, so maybe I didn't really tell you how to fix it. I just make better movies. How about that?
They definitely need to get their house in order.
Make Man of Steel too.
It's just that's all Brian wants, honestly.
Pretty much. All right, speaking of things that are stupid, did you happen to see the Shane West Gotham's version of Bane, the TV show's version?
Oh my God, it looks...
It might be the single worst fucking costume design I've ever seen.
I looked at that and I was like, I watched the first 4 episodes of that show, and I knew immediately that this was not a show for me.
Oh my God, yeah, it was so bad. But yeah, I don't want to spend any more time on it. All I'm going to say is, if you have not seen the new Bane costume, go look at it. You owe it to yourself. Just do it. Some more Netflix news, since we can't see.
Look at the Dark Knight Bane, and you won't be complaining about it anymore.
Yes, ever. Got the burps here. With a little more Netflix news. The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina apparently is pretty good because she has already gotten a season 2, and they're starting filming it already.
It doesn't surprise me, and it does air. It comes out tonight, right?
Yes, it's on the East Coast. You can watch the first episode. Right? We can watch all the episodes right now. I'm gonna try and watch it maybe this weekend with the family. A little Halloween stuff. Let's see here. Also coming soon.
Episode to see, because I don't know if my kids are going to be able to watch it.
Addison, my oldest, wants to watch it. I'm not sure yet. Me and the missus may watch the first episode and kind of get a feel of the show first.
Yeah, someone was telling me it's like very adult. So
well, I've heard it's like by the people who made Riverdale, so it's very kind of teen. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll check it out. We'll let you guys know next week if you should let your kids watch it. Something you should probably not let your kids watch, though, is SyFy is apparently rebooting Killer Clowns from Outer Space and Critters. They're going to make sci-fi movies out of these.
So, I'm trying to remember what Critters...
Critters was like, they're little hairballs that have teeth, and when they clump together, they roll into a giant ball of like...
Okay, I remember watching that when I was a kid now, because I remember the big giant rolling ball that was going through the town, and I just didn't know what the hell was going on.
It was like a real bad 80s monster movie, and they did things like 2 people were having sex and a critter went under the sheet and like bit off the dude's wiener and bit the girl's vagina. It's like, what the hell?
I vaguely remember that. I remember the big rolling critter ball thing. That's all I remember.
I mean, it's stupid fun. I mean, honestly, these are perfect. It makes complete sense that SyFy is optioning these to make movies out of, because they are perfect sci-fi movies. I mean, they are like Sharknado without even having to be, they can do a faithful reboot and still be a ridiculous sci-fi movie. And Killer Clowns from Outer Space is exactly what the name is. They are killer clowns from outer space.
Yeah. I will definitely not be watching that one.
I'm gonna
That's
watch
for
both
sure.
of them. They're great. The '80s
Dude,
movies are so
I'll watch
terrible.
the Critters one, but I am not watching Killer Clowns from Outer
All
Space.
right, well,
No.
whatever.
Too many things that check off that creep me out.
Well, too many
Boss.
thing that you jack off that creep you out. Is that what you just said?
No, I said they creep me out. Didn't add any other.
I bet they do. All right, well, last we got 2 stories left for you guys. SpongeBob 3 apparently is happening. It's going to be a SpongeBob origin movie. I did not know they were still milking this franchise for dollars, but apparently they are.
I thought this franchise died out like 10 years ago.
I did not remember that there was a SpongeBob 2 until I saw there was a SpongeBob 3. But however, they were getting Hans Zimmer to do the soundtrack, to do the score. Hell yeah. And like I said, it's going to be an origin movie. So if you are just been dying to know how SpongeBob became a burger cook at Krusty Krab's, well, guess what? You're going to find the fuck out.
Did they ever say like how the squirrel got down there?
Yeah, she was tired of Texas and wanted something new, so she decided to move to fucking the bottom of the ocean. Dude, come on, man. That show's ridiculous. And then lastly, a little bit of good news here. Indiana Jones apparently is going to get his own little mini land in Disney World and possibly Disneyland. It sounds like they're going to turn the Animal Kingdom into Indiana Jones land at Disney World.
Now, is it a requirement that they hand out whips and fedoras? Because
if you've ever stood in a line at Disneyland, that would be a bad idea.
yeah, that's true. They would just bleeding people all over the place.
I was actually
the
pretty
whips.
irritated when I went to Disneyland. You could not get a decent fedora. They had some, but they all were cheap knockoffs. I wanted a good Indiana Jones fedora, and they did not have one. My guess is, too, that Disneyland will probably do the same. If you've ever been to Disneyland, a good section of it basically already is Indiana Jones land. It would be real easy to take over the whole rest and turn the Jungle Cruise into an Indiana Jones Jungle Cruise and a few other things. So I think this is great. Indiana Jones is an absolute fantastic property. And they should turn Disneyland into all themed characters.
So are there going to be like a whole bunch of like Nazis walking around that you can punch and stuff? Or, I mean, or are there going to be like a bunch of dudes just like holding hearts and just like, we got a heart. Rip it out. There's a kid that runs around saying, Dr. Jones!
I don't think they'll embrace that slightly racist stereotype. You call him Dr.
Disney,
Jones,
I
doll.
think anyone with it.
Short
If they can
round.
get away with it, it's Disney.
I mean, literally think about it. His name is Short Round. What does that even mean? I don't even know. I feel like it's definitely racist. I don't care. That's a great movie. Anyway,
With the short rounds. Yeah.
that's pretty much all the news we got. We got other news, but frankly, I don't give a shit. So, there you go. All the news fit to print.
It was a good news break.
And that leads us into our topic of the night, Halloween movies.
Now, are these all scary movies? Because I do not pick scary movies.
Well, no. I mean, the original idea was let's give everyone, let's talk about our top 10 favorite Halloween movies that we like to watch for Halloween. So they don't have to necessarily be slasher films. I think there's some good slasher films that I'd like to talk about, but the more I thought about it, there's also a few TV shows that are worth mentioning. So I figured we just talk about our top 10 or 12 favorite things that we think people should watch
around
on
Halloween.
Halloween. Or around Halloween, at least.
Yeah.
But we'll each pick one, our best. So there's got to be one thing that you have to watch on Halloween.
Well,
I've got it in my head, and I'm going to save it.
Yeah, I already know exactly my number one. So
I'm going to text it to you right now. I'm going to see if we're in agreement.
All right.
Phone, activate. There we go.
Is that how your phone works?
Yes.
Wow. Did you get the brand new iPhone?
I downloaded
X.
a special. I can't talk and text at the same time. How do you spell does Dallas?
Debbie. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. So me and Ryan are on the same page here. Sorry for that. That was unplanned. We did not actually discuss this before the show. I was going to, but once again, I don't know if I mentioned this, but somebody slept for like 2 hours before the show and was an hour late to the show.
Yeah, that was me. If you did not watch the very beginning.
Oh, and if you didn't watch the very beginning, you're also not going to get a prize.
Yeah, if you just skipped the first 15 minutes and went straight into the Ninja News, yeah, I did fall
Or if you're like
asleep.
some people I know who watch the show who only watch the Faithful 50 because they only want to hear their questions answered, they don't get a prize either.
I didn't know there was people like there.
There is people, and I'll tell you who they are offline. We'll publicly shame them. All right, so let's kick this thing off. Favorite things to watch around Halloween? I would say listen to, but there's clearly only one answer to there's only one song you listen to on Halloween.
The Monster Mash.
Okay, there's clearly only two songs you listen to on Halloween. The Monster Mash, I forgot about that one. I'm talking about Thriller, man.
The Monster Mash.
No! You really honestly think the Monster Mash is better than Thriller?
No, I'm never saying it's better than Thriller.
I think you were making a case that it was better than Thriller. Because I said there's only one song you listen to, and you said Monster Bash. I mean,
this happens to be the first one that comes
if
into
I had
my
a button that had a trap door below you that you fell into a tank of sharks, I would hit that button right now.
Yeah, you would have hit that button though, Brian, on episode like 3, and then the show would have just been. I would have been gone for the last 150.
I would know. We would have 154 episodes of me feeding my co-host to a fucking tank of sharks. It'd been great. It's called Shark Tank. I don't know if anybody's come up with that name yet. But by the way, I turned on Shark Tank, and that was a much different show than I thought the title implied. That's a bullshit show and should be fucking sued for false advertisement. There was no sharks. Yeah. There was no tank. There's a bunch of old, rich white people handing out money.
And people with really bad ideas just get to walk away.
I guess they're not all white people. I should retract that statement. There's a bunch of old rich people handing out money. How about that?
Yeah. And sometimes some moderately rich people trying to ask for money. So
yeah, whatever. All right. Anyway, here we go.
Regardless.
So pretend Thriller, the only song you need to listen to on Halloween, is playing in the background.
Got the thriller.
Okay, anyway.
Not the Monster Mash.
Honorary second is Monster Mash, clearly. I'm sure there's more songs we're missing, but who gives a shit? All right, so movie. What is the first thing that you like to watch with your family? What is a great Halloween movie? What is your top? Let's do top Halloween. Let's do top 10. Fuck it, or else we'll go all night. What is number 10, Ryan? Halloween movie.
Number 10. So, I'm not really, like, as everyone, if you've been listening to the show, I'm not a good fan of like, horror and stuff like that. But I do sometimes like a good creepy movie, like an older, quote-unquote scary movie. And Tremors was probably one of the first ones that I remember watching. And I remember I saw that movie, and I spent like 2 days. If I was outside, I would like run to this big giant rock and just kind of like sit on that rock and just hope that a big giant eat me. So I'm going to
change this. We're not going to do top 10 Halloween movies because Tremors is not even remotely a Halloween movie. So that's not.
I never said it had to be a Halloween movie. I just said
top 10 Halloween movies, Ryan.
Scary movie.
Tremors is a great movie, but it's more like a 4th of July movie than a fucking Halloween movie.
How's the 4th of July?
To qualify for a Halloween movie, it either has to be around Halloween, kind of spooky, or like a slasher film, kind of ish.
Okay, then I'll start off with. I'll take it off, and I'll go to my number 9 with Scream.
Okay, I will give you Scream. Scream is a great Halloween movie. I have it much higher than 9. I have it at about 3 because I think Scream is one of the best horror movies of our generation. But yes, Scream. Scream is a epic movie that really was the first like serious movie to poke fun at its own genre in a way that was so meta. And honestly, who saw Two Killers? If you said you saw Two Killers, you're a fucking liar. Nobody saw Two Killers until you're in the theater and you go, "Oh my God, there's two of them."
Yeah, and what was his name?
I'll be right back. Matthew Lillard just crushed that movie.
Yeah, he nailed that part. He was amazing in that movie.
I think you cut me too deep, man. I think I'm dying, man.
I'm bleeding, man.
I'm bleeding, man. God, it's such a good movie. It's such great performances. I love Scream. Scream is one of my absolute favorite slasher movies. You can skip Scream 2 and 3. 4 is alright, but Scream 1 is really the masterpiece of that whole thing.
And then there's that spoof movie when they started spoofing on the movie.
Scream was so good that Scary Movie was pretty good.
Yeah, Scary Movie.
Was it? Dude, that mask, Ghostface. So fun fact, I was listening to the Bill Simmons podcast and they did the rewatchables. They actually were talking about Scream. So that mask, when they were shooting on location to find that house that Sydney lives in, there was a kid who lived in that house who had that mask. And they said, "Whoa, where did you get that mask?" And he said, "I got it from so-and-so." And that's how they chose the mask for that movie.
That's how they got the mask for the movie?
The mask was already in the house that they chose for the movie.
That's some pretty lucky.
And that mask is a rip. It's a mask made off of the that picture, the famous the Scream, this famous painting.
Not Picasso. Is it Picasso?
No, is it Van Gogh? Did Van Gogh do that?
Yes, it's Van Gogh. It's a Dutch guy.
Yeah, the Scream, where his face is all twisted. That's where the mask comes from. Yeah. The movie's name is Scream, and the mask was found in the house that Sydney lived in when they shot it. So, hey, how about that? All right, now you picked one. I will pick one. I'm going to go animated, and I'm going to say Frankenweenie. Frankenweenie, if you have not seen it, is a great movie from Timothy Burton. And it's basically... Actually, I don't know if it's Tim Burton. I think Tim Burton produces it. I think it's actually made by a different director. But it's that stop-motion animation from another movie that we're going to talk about on this list. But it's that kind of claymation stop-motion that Tim Burton basically made famous. And, well, he didn't make famous, but he kind of brought to the Halloween spooky mainstream. It's about a kid, basically Dr. Frankenstein, who's a kid, brings back his dog who gets ran over, and it's actually a really good movie. And it checks all the Halloween boxes.
Now, I have not... I'm trying to have seen that movie, because I didn't see... I remember there was like one of the stop-motion ones that I missed at that time period. I think that was it.
Well, there's three that are really kind of... Well, there's about four that are kind of famous. We will... Well, here, let's go and talk about one.
Some of the other ones are going to be on the list. I mean,
let's go and talk about one that's probably... I don't know. I have it probably number 2 on my list. The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, that's like top 3.
So, Nightmare Before Christmas is been officially deemed a Halloween movie, which is why we're bringing it up here. For a long time, a lot of us considered it a Christmas movie. If you've ever watched it, it's not a Christmas movie, but yeah, so that was,
if you're watching this like, oh man, it's going to be a great animated Christmas movie. Nope.
Yeah. Nah. I mean, basically Tim Burton took the style that made, what are those Christmas movies that were so famous like in the 60s and 70s? I forget what they're called. They had like the Abominable Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and all those ones that made it famous. Anyway, Tim Burton took that style and turned it into something even crazier, very creepy. The stop motion and The Nightmare Before Christmas. If you don't know what it's about, Jack Skellington decides he's the king of Halloween Town and he wants to be Santa. He's tired of Halloween stuff. He wants to bring kids happiness. So he kidnaps Santa Claus and delivers like just horrific gifts to everybody. It's really kind of a twisted, dark tale, but it's pretty good.
I haven't watched that in forever. I need to watch it. I love that movie.
Yeah, we met Jack Skellington in Disneyland. So I got a picture of them. If I want to see it.
Ooh.
So yeah, so that's I know we're kind of skipping ahead on our thing here, but Frankenweenie is very much in the same vein as the Nightmare Before Christmas. Honorable mention, it didn't make my list, but honorable mention was the Corpse Bride, another Johnny Depp / Tim Burton / Nightmare Before Christmas type movie.
Now, I have one that's kind of more toward the bottom of my list, but I don't know if you had it on yours. What about the Addams Family?
Yes, the Addams Family. It was towards the bottom, and I'd give it probably number 8. But yes, that's a great movie.
It's definitely a top 10 at the least.
Yeah, it's a top 10 Halloween movie.
I mean, if anything, I don't know any boy that did not have a crush on oh God, I can't think of her name.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. So.
Yeah, except for she wanted to kill everybody all the time. She was a little goth. Yeah. I skipped my goth phase.
Yeah, definitely good for the goth phase. So.
Oh, God, yeah. No, it's a very fun dark movie. It came out in the early 90s. It was pretty well received. It was a very different take on the classic, 50s TV show.
It was a much better take.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it was a much better Halloween type movie than what the TV show was. So,
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. We'll put that. So what do we got? Number 10. What'd you say number 10 was?
Number 10 was well, I had the shitty Tremors, but because I was trying to go.
All right, I'm trying to keep track. Well, you know what? We're just gonna keep powering through this. So, all right. So we've got Addams Family number 8. I'm gonna go at number 7. I'm gonna go with the original Halloween. I'm not a huge slasher fan, and I know some people are like, "You have it at 7. Watch it again, people. It is really not a good movie, but it is called Halloween, and we cannot keep a movie called Halloween out of the top 10 Halloween movies, especially since Halloween launched an entire slasher genre. And, maybe the new one's good. I haven't seen the new one yet.
I watched it once in middle school around Halloween, obviously, and I just don't remember anything about it other than Jamie Lee Curtis was in it, and that's all I remember about the movie.
I mean, it came out the year I was born, so I didn't even watch it for years. You know, I'm not a big Freddy Krueger fan or Jason. I mean, those movies are fun, but they don't really scream Halloween to me as much as Halloween does. But I mean, honestly, any slasher movie can make this, and we already added Scream to this list. But any movie that falls around with murders kind of happening in the fall. But this one in particular happens on Halloween. Michael Myers shows up on Halloween. So this and Scream, I think, are going to be our 2 slasher films on this one.
Yes. No, I think to go one step higher on the old film list, I got to go with The Exorcist, the original one.
I wouldn't say it's necessarily a Halloween film, but if you're going to go spooky and ghostly and demonly, then yes, I will give you The Exorcist.
It's got demons and creepy ass.
Oh,
that seems Halloweenish to me.
So we're gonna go with, let's push everything back. We're gonna say the Addams Family is what was number? So 9 was Frankenweenie. So we're gonna say 10 was Frankenweenie. 9 is Addams Family. 8 is Halloween. 7 is The Exorcist.
Yes.
All right, so I'll give you The Exorcist. All right, so I'm going to say we're at 7 Exorcist. I'm going to go 6. I'm going to go with another animated gem, Monster House. If you have not seen Monster House, you are really missing out.
Oh my God, I have completely forgotten about Monster House.
Monster House is one of the best scary fully animated movies I've seen in a long time. It's about a mean lady who dies and her spirit possesses a house, and she always basically destroys any kids who try and show up on Halloween for trick or treating. And some kids have to go in and stop the haunted house before the monster house before the next Halloween. And it's a great movie. If you have not watched it, you definitely should. It's very good.
All right, so. Number 5.
All right.
I'm going to go.
Hang on, and keep in mind real quick, we've already got number 2 with Nightmare Before Christmas, and number 3 was Scream. So we have 5, 4, and number 1 left.
Can you still see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay, just my screen went black.
Oh, okay, well, you're still good.
I don't know
You're recording.
So, I got a black screen. But I will, number 5, I'm going to go with a witchy movie. Not the one you're thinking of, because I know that was number 1, but I'm going to go with Practical Magic.
Ugh.
With Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock.
This movie to me, okay, so I'm going to give you Practical Magic. I liked it.
And I only watched it because when I first started dating my wife, she really liked it.
I'm going to give you that one because, all right, but I'm going to instead choose my own witch movie. I'm going to pull a fast one on you. And I'm going to go at number 5. I'm going to go with The Craft.
Ooh, okay. That's a good one.
You want a good witch movie that's got some badass witches. I would say The Craft. If you have not seen it, it's about a group of girls who dive into witchcraft, which, starts out fun and ends pretty dangerous. Who would have thought? And it's a good movie. It's got some good young talent in it, and I liked it a lot. Great show.
So, let's see, are we on number 4 then?
We are on number 4. So we have number 4, and then we already know number 1. So I was very torn on number 4. There's a lot of honorable mentions. I know a lot of people consider E.T. a Halloween movie because, it takes place around Halloween. Yeah. I've never considered E.T. a Halloween movie. Even though it's got candy and trick-or-treating, to me...
Ever.
What?
I said I've never considered it a Halloween movie ever.
Yeah, I mean, it just happens to take... That'd be like considering Lethal Weapon a Christmas movie. It's not a Christmas movie. It just happens to take place around Christmas. What else? Ernest Scared Stupid made my honorable mention list because of all the Ernest movies, that one was my favorite. It's ridiculously dumb, but it's really fun. Another honorable mention was the Ichabod Crane, the Sleepy Hollow cartoon.
Now, I don't know if you want to use this as honorable mention or if you actually had it under your list, but Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin.
I'm going to put that in honorable mention because I think number 4, I think we've got to do this as a Halloween movie.
Charlie Brown could have been number 10.
Yeah, Charlie Brown, another great movie. Another honorable mention I want to throw out there is Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp. I would have put it in my top 10, but I recently watched it with my family. It's a lot slower than I remember it being. And so it gets bumped out. But I'm going to say number 4 for a Halloween movie. Does not take place around Halloween, but if you are going to have ghosts and goblins, you have got to talk about the 1984 Ghostbusters. Because that is who you're going to call on Halloween. You're going to call it goddamn Ghostbusters. That's who you're calling.
Oh, yeah.
Not generally considered a Halloween movie. I don't care. You can't talk about ghosts and ghouls without talking about the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, and even the new reboot of Ghostbusters is good too. So,
which kind of leads me into. I wanted to add to this list. It's not in the top 10, but my number 1 most recommended television show for Halloween is Stranger Things. If you're gonna watch a Halloween show, watch Stranger Things. Period. Yeah. That's it.
I don't like weird, creepy stuff. It hits all the right buttons. So
it is absolutely positively made to be a Halloween show. So Stranger Things is definitely on our list. I'm gonna put it 1A with our 1B, or with our 1A and 1B. It's the best. It's the number 1 show you should watch, along with our number 1 movie. All right, so we said Ghostbusters is number 4. Number 3, we mentioned Scream. Number 2, we mentioned was Nightmare Before Christmas. And our number 1 movie, Halloween movie. What?
We left out Beetlejuice.
Oh, God. Okay, so let's take Beetlejuice. I don't know. Should we bump? Let's bump something. Let's bump.
Beetlejuice has got to be at least top 3.
Okay, so let's take Scream. Let's knock out... We got to keep Halloween. What do we do after Halloween? Let's knock out The Exorcist. Let's move Scream. Let's move Scream to 6, and we're gonna get Beetlejuice at number 3. Good call.
Okay.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. God,
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I cannot believe I forgot Beetlejuice. And perhaps Michael Keaton's best performance of his entire career, with the exception of maybe
dude,
Batman.
it's just I gotta. If there's a movie that I really need to rewatch, it's gonna be Beetlejuice. I haven't watched it in the longest time.
Dude, I have the Tim Burton. I bought on Blu-ray. They had a sale on Amazon. It's the Tim Burton collection. It was $10. I got Beetlejuice, Willy Wonka, which Edward Scissorhands, and
that was a good one.
And The Corpse Bride. 4 Johnny Depp / Tim Burton movies, and they were all fucking great. Well, I guess Beetlejuice isn't, Johnny Depp, but
yeah,
fantastic movie. Good call, Ryan. All right, so Beetlejuice is now Scream back to number 6. Exorcist is in honorable mentions, and we now have Nightmare Beetlejuice. God, Tim Burton is literally owning the top 10 list.
Vintage Winona Ryder, who's you can also catch on the old in the new Winona Ryder.
Oh yeah, and if you want another creepy ass movie, Coraline is another stop motion movie that I believe is produced by Tim Burton, along with Tim. This should be the Tim Burton Halloween list.
If you're looking for like creepier movies, Tim Burton is going to have a vast majority of them.
Yes.
So.
All right. So number 1, the reason why we selected this movie as number 1 is because not only can you watch this as a youth, you can watch this as an adult. There is a drinking game that goes along with this, and it has some great actresses really just hamming it up, having as much fun as possible. And it is the quintessential Halloween movie, none other than Disney's Hocus Pocus. So it is definitely corny. It is musical, has musical numbers.
It's super corny, but it's so good.
It is so much fun. It is everything that a fun Halloween movie should be, and you can literally watch it at any moment.
Yeah, you have to have no soul to not like this movie. I mean, I remember watching it as a kid. I enjoyed the hell out of it, and then I still enjoy the hell out of it when I watch it as an adult.
Yes, we are going to be doing. Well, here's how you know it is a quintessential Halloween movie. So every Christmas they play Ralphie's Christmas Story on 24 hours on TNT. So when you play a movie 24 hours the day of a holiday, that is the quintessential movie of that holiday.
That is giving those child actors they're good $5 for the year that they're going to get. On
Freeform, they are playing Hocus Pocus for 24 hours on Halloween. It is. I mean, honestly, it's a fun movie. It's campy as hell. It's got good performances. It hits all the Halloween stuff. It's got witches. It's got ghouls. It's got zombies. But it doesn't. It's dark, but it's also kind of fun.
It's not like over the top gory or just like doing some weird stuff. It's just it's a good family movie.
And so on Saturday, I'm having a Halloween party, and we're gonna put it on. I'm gonna turn it on. It'll be we'll put it on every TV because I got it on digital. And we'll just put it as background noise. It's one of those perfect movies that you can watch it, sit down and watch the whole thing and enjoy, or you can watch 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, and whatever 10 minutes you watch is going to be super fun, right? So it's just a great, fun Halloween movie, and I think for me, it encompasses all the things I enjoy about Halloween. I don't like the absolute gut-wrenching horror and watching somebody being murdered of Halloween.
Yeah,
I like the fun campiness of Halloween.
Movies that I like on this time of year.
Yes.
All right. I just want it to be fun. And
a little bit spooky.
I don't see like people getting cut open.
Yes. Absolutely. So there you go. Geek Dad Report says Hocus Pocus. I know we're not breaking any new ground here. This is a beloved movie by most people. But yeah.
You can't go wrong with it.
There you go. And we would love to hear what you guys, if we forgot a movie, I'm sure we did. I know a lot of you would add the Monster Squad onto your list. You would be wrong. We were going to review it tonight, but somebody didn't watch the movie. But anyway, if there's a movie that we forgot or you'd like to give us your own list, we'd love to hear it. Throw it in the comments or just hit us up. We'd love to talk about it. All right, so let's see here. Moving on from the Faithful 50.
From the Faithful 50.
It sounded like we're moving on from the Faithful 50. So moving on to our next segment from the Faithful 50.
So every Thursday, I put up a post And if you have any kind of weird, random question that you're too afraid to ask anybody else, feel free to ask us because we'll answer it. We don't care. We don't judge. And we like the
Maybe a
weird,
little.
random questions. Those are the fun ones.
We love all the questions. You guys are the best.
So we did have one question from Christine, and she says she doesn't remember if she'd heard this question or not, because she does listen to the entire show, to my understanding. She does.
Unlike some people I know.
Yeah, she doesn't just cut to the end to see if they could hear their name on the internet. So Christine, she wants to know, what is the first candy you steal from your kid's trick-or-treat stash?
And I gave her a heart under the reaction because that is a fucking great question.
And it is, if you're a parent that does not steal from your kid's house.
Hang on real quick. And it's only a question that a real parent would know to ask.
Yeah, because that's the first thing I do when they go to bed on Halloween. Well, first, I make sure they don't eat the one that I really specifically want. And I'm like, no, you can't eat that one. That one's too much sugar. You can't have that one.
You're being way too much around the bush. If I see a Milky Way, that thing is gone. Every time.
You just straight up just reach in the bag.
Well, here's the deal.
Out.
First, I look and see if they got any of the expensive chocolate. Like we went to some rich person's house and they threw the expensive Swiss chocolate.
Yeah.
Like those. What are those little squares they put in individual squares?
They're not going to appreciate it.
Yeah. So I take that and I'm just like, you don't need that. You like Jolly Ranchers, and I take that and I put it over to the side. And then Milky Ways. Milky Ways number 2. If I see Milky Way, it's like, that is mine. You don't. They need all that caramel and sugar. I pay for your dental.
I always take the Snickers. I love Snickers. And then if it's peppermint patties or anything like that.
What? You waste a good. I'm gonna ruin my kid's childhood by stealing their candy on a peppermint patty.
Dude, peppermint patties are the best thing ever.
Maybe if you've never had any other candy bar. Ever.
Well, I do like a lot of candy bars, but peppermint patties are my favorite. Just like Junior Mints.
I should have known you love Junior Mints. What is wrong with you? You probably like mint ice cream.
What's wrong with you? How can you not like the good minty?
I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's if I'm like, there's nothing else but fucking Tootsie Pop and a Junior Mint, I'll take the Junior Mint because I'm a sucker for chocolate. But really,
yes,
that's the second thing you grab for is a peppermint patty.
Yeah, any of the peppermint ones. I take all of those.
And I take Reese's Pieces. If they got Reese's Pieces or peanut butter M&Ms, they're gone too. I'm sorry, you're out.
I love peanut butter on toast, but I can't stand peanut butter candies.
See, I'm not a big Reese's peanut butter cup fan, but I love Reese's Pieces and I love peanut butter M&Ms.
I always take Milk Duds. If they get a little box of Milk Duds.
I had too many fillings. I'm afraid it's gonna rip out one of my fillings.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm at the age now where I need to start being more concerned about my old man teeth.
Look on the bright side, we'll have dentures in no time. All right, so there we go. There's our answer. We could go on. We're not going to give you our top 10 candies that we steal because we'll be here all night. Basically, anything with chocolate and caramel. That's what I'm taking.
Yeah. Let's just say anything that all the good name brands, we make sure we eat while they're sleeping. So
what really pisses me off is when people throw full size I also like Kit Kats. Kit Kats are good. Pisses me off when they throw a full size Milky Way bar in there because my kids are real excited because they know they have it and I can't steal it because they'll know it's missing.
Yeah. Oh. So the question: do you eat your Kit Kats by eating off the sides first, or do
I open it up and I go?
Yeah, you just eat it. Okay.
Just eat it.
I like
break shit off.
I eat around the whole sides, and then
there's. You know what? We need a whole episode of what the fuck is wrong with Ryan. Anyway, thank you, Christine. That's a great question, and we would love to know what your favorite. I know you will answer because you are our number one viewer and responder, and you don't skip ahead like some people. But you know who you are. Anyway, we would love to know, Christine, what your favorite candy to steal from your children is, because I know you have children, so let us know. And everybody else can also feel free to respond.
We'll make a post and we'll say dedicated to Christine, and then everyone can tell us what their favorite candies are.
Yeah. There you go.
I'll do that.
All right, moving on. Do we have any more questions on our main post? I got a couple.
We did not have any more on the main post.
All
we
right.
had the thumbs up. That was it.
So let's see here. What else we got? Nope.
I think you had one.
That's about people sending bombs. Fucking terrible people. All right.
Bunch of dick pics.
Ryan, don't send me any more pictures. I don't want those. All right, Chris, boring Chris, who we don't care about his opinion anymore, would like to know: do you think SyFy will do justice to the new killer clowns from outer space? Well, we talked about that earlier. Yes, I think SyFy is the perfect home to do this property justice.
Have you not watched all the weird rando sci-fi movies that they put out over the years?
Ever seen Sharknado? Literally, basically a killer clowns from outer space.
Yeah, ever since Sharknado, they've been literally throwing darts at a board and just like, and they have random words on it, and then they combine them all into like, so they're like shark,
monster,
all right,
spider.
Tornado.
Hurricane, right. Volcano. We have volcano, lava spiders,
lava
in a hurricane.
Lava spiders from Volcano Island.
There we go. Boom. Hit movie. Call us SyFy. We can do this shit all day. All right, and then lastly, David, because David can't just ask a simple question, has a multi-tiered question. He would like to know: what are some prequels, sequels, spin-off, origin stories we'd like to see happen for any movie ever?
Any movie ever of a sequel, a spin-off, or origin story?
What are some prequels, sequels, spin-offs, or origin stories we'd love to see happen?
That is an extremely broad spectrum.
Did you say rectum?
I said spectrum.
I'm pretty sure you said rectum, but I'll allow it.
Pretty sure I said spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
And you just have the mind of a 12-year-old.
It's actually 100% accurate. I know a sequel. First of all, I know a sequel I'd like to see. Man of Steel 2. That'd be a great fucking sequel. Fuck you, Warner Brothers. Dicks.
How about a sequel to Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back? No, I'm just
there's
kidding.
one. It's called. I want to see a sequel to Willow.
Ooh, yes. Willow's. I want to see the.
I can't think of any prequels I want to see because every time I see a prequel, it ruins whatever you saw. Like Lord of the Rings prequels.
I want the true sequel to Conan the Barbarian, where Conan is King Conan sitting on his throne, and he's just looking bored as hell.
How about a prequel to Conan, where it's like a Little Rascals style movie with Conan and his little friends, but it's rated R.
I have little friends. I don't know.
Conan had lots of little friends. You got to read the books. It's just it's out there.
I've read almost every single Conan comic book and read almost every single Conan
I'd like to see a sequel to Stranger Things where we see Hopper in Vietnam.
Ooh, you just completely messed up.
I feel like it's a much different series.
Yeah.
Fucking Vietnam was the worst. Let's see here. I would like to see. I want to see Batman Beyond. I want to see like a super sequel where Bruce Wayne is super old and we get a new Batman.
I thought, or would they do Bruce Wayne dad as Batman?
I want to see a Wonder Woman prequel where her aunt just kicks ass all the time because she's awesome.
Also do it like when they're like fighting like the original like big battles.
I want to see a Princess Bride prequel with the Dread Pirate Roberts on his adventures.
How about a prequel of Lord of the Rings? But no, a prequel of the it's like where the
You want a prequel to The Hobbit? You want a prequel?
I want a prequel.
All right, I want a prequel to Star Wars. I want to do the
Solarian.
I want Knights of the Old Republic, a prequel to a prequel of Star Wars.
Yes, nice.
I want a
like,
prequel to Game of Thrones, and I want to see the fall. I want to see the Doom, the Great Doom.
yeah, they're not gonna do. I don't think they would do that. I've been reading the history
What's
of
an
what
origin story you'd
Game
like to
of Thrones.
see?
Really good, actually. How about you? Let's see. We've done a lot of prequels. How about a sequel
Well, here, how about an
to?
origin story? We haven't thought of any origin story. So we saw
Okay, yeah.
like the Han Solo origin.
How about John Wick origin? How about
Ooh, is that
John
really
Wick?
an origin or is that just a prequel? Because isn't a prequel really kind of an origin?
I guess you could say that.
All right, so we want to see. That's a good
origin
call.
like a cool.
We want to see a prequel / origin of John Wick. That is a great call. I would like to see a prequel / origin of Liam Neeson from Taken.
Like, what did he do before his family just keep randomly getting taken hostage?
I want to see a movie called Not Ever Taken. And it's...
No, well, what would be the opposite of taken? Protected.
Protected. There you go. I want to see a sequel to Bodyguard with Kevin Costner coming back.
God, no, don't even go there. Don't even go to that movie.
He has to protect Whitney Houston's daughter because she died and he feels guilty for not protecting her.
You don't know my bad.
He wants to protect her. He wants to protect Whitney Houston's daughter from that movie, and then in the end, he finds out that she's also his daughter.
You don't know why I have a deep hatred for Whitney Houston and the Bodyguard.
And Kevin Costner takes a bullet for his daughter, and at the end, she's like, "You'll always be my bodyguard and my father," and he'll be like, "I loved you. Why didn't you tell me sooner?" And then dies immediately.
So I have a deep hatred for that movie.
And then like wolves like are dancing in the background and howling.
No, I think you need to stop talking about this movie before I have to start punching things.
And I will always love you, Kevin Costner.
I will literally turn the show off.
I want to see a sequel to Top Gun. Oh wait, that's happening.
I had that song stuck in my head for so long. And it got so bad at one point where I didn't sleep for like almost
don't
3
ever
days.
Stop believing that song is the best.
Because that song was stuck in my head and it was like ringing like inside my ear.
Ryan, listen. Don't stop believing that I will always love you.
I'm done, Brian.
All right. I don't know. Is there anything else you can think of that you want to see a prequel, sequel to?
You've hit all my triggers, and I can't do this anymore.
Yes. Finally. I don't know. Honestly, Dave, there's like 10,000 movies I'd love to see a sequel or prequel to.
When I thought of John Wick origin story, that's the only thing I can think that I really want now.
Yeah, I really want that badly as well. That'd be great. I want a Blade sequel.
I want to see the Matrix origin. Like, I want to see the robots.
That'd be kind of cool. Like, if you're gonna reboot the Matrix, you got to go back to the beginning, like the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Like the first AI robot that they made that like started taking over.
That'd be pretty cool. I'm gonna watch that. Anyway, all right, man. Well, we'd love to hear your guys' ideas for prequels, sequels, reboots, or origins. There's a million of them out there, and I'm sure there's a million better ideas than the ones we came up with. But we would love to hear your guys'. So leave in the comments below. And everyone, as always, thank you for participating in From the Faithful 50. It is by far our favorite part of the show. So
yes. We cannot do the show without it. I mean, literally. So
nope, we cannot, because we can only come up with about 30 minutes of content every week. So thank you guys for helping us out.
Gladly supply us with like the closing of the show.
Yes. So. All right. Well, moving on to our final segment of the night, recommendations. We teased it earlier, but me and Ryan each have one recommendation, and it's to get off your fucking ass and go vote November 6th.
Yes. There's nothing more important that you can do as an American citizen. Although I think we do have a couple people in Australia that have listened to our show. And I think the Australian just had their government start to fall apart. So they might be doing some voting
Well, listen, if you live outside the United States and you have friends in the United States, bug them to vote, because trust me when I say what happens to us affects the whole goddamn world.
Yeah, and it could happen to you.
Yeah, it could. And we're trying. We're trying to fix shit. We're trying to make it better. We're trying to, but some people just don't want to, and that's okay because that's what democracy is. But we're gonna fucking make it happen. We could just get rid of 100 super old white guys that are controlling. That's like 30% of the Republican vote.
A lot better place.
Anyway, whatever.
Or just old people in general. I think there should be an age cap
vote.
To be serving.
And if you live, God, I wish. If you lived, you can't be 18. You can't vote till after you're 18, and you can't vote after you're 75. Sorry. Mm-hmm. Listen, if you live in Washington, you have no excuse not to vote. They literally send that shit to your house. I've already, and this year they put a prepaid stamp on it so you can just mail it back. I don't even have to drop it off at a ballot box this year. So.
Wait, so they give you like a stamp and everything?
So they mail it to you. So first of all, they send you 2 pamphlets that explain all the laws and who you're going to vote for, so you can research it. And then 2 days later, you get your ballot in the mail. Then you fill it out, you stick it back in the envelope, you sign it, and then it says no postage necessary if mailed in the U.S. And then you stick it in your drop box, and it goes right to Olympia or wherever they count that shit. You literally have no excuse to live in Washington to not vote.
I really wish they had something like that in Pennsylvania.
So let's say you're a Democrat and you're like, listen, I don't want to be informed, but I'd like to vote for Democrats, but I don't know who they are. Last year, we got a bill passed that on our ballots tells you who the candidate prefers. So all you have to do is go, I only want to vote Democrats. Or I only want to vote Republicans. You don't even have to research it. You can just say, oh, that's a Republican, or that's a Democrat, and you can scratch it in. There's literally no reason for you not to vote. And if you live in Washington or a state like Washington.
See, what happens though, Brian, is that when you make everything too easy, then it makes it too hard for the one side to try and disenfranchise everybody.
So, fun fact, Ryan, a new survey came out. An independent group did a survey, and they found that the state that has the easiest way to vote in the entire country is also the least corrupt government-ran state in the country. Weird. It's weird how those things go hand in hand.
That I don't understand why that works, Brian.
We have some states
why would that work?
We have some states like Kansas and a city like Dodge City who said it's 90% Hispanic and they tend to vote Democrat. So we're going to close all voting booths but one. And then we're going to move that one voting booth a mile away from the nearest bus because we want to make sure people that don't have cars can't get to it.
And then we're going to put it right next to an ICE facility.
Yeah, we're going to put it right next to an ICE facility. And then, I don't know why people don't turn out to vote. It's so fucking weird. It's fucking bullshit. God. You know what? Yeah. I know a lot of you who live in the U.S. have issues, have difficulties. We have to work on Tuesday. People like Ryan who live in Philadelphia have to go stand in fucking line. I can't even fathom that idea of standing in line on a Tuesday for an hour and a half to vote. It's horseshit. You don't need to do it. But you know what? We need you to do it. So please, everybody, go vote. I'm not going to tell you what to vote. Clearly, if you watch me and Ryan, you know us. You know which way we'd love you to vote.
we are very biased.
We're very biased, but just vote. Whatever you're going to do, vote, because I want to live in a country where the majority goes out and does what they want. Puts their fucking name down, says this is what I want, and then we go by that. I'm tired of a minority fucking trying to rule everything. A small part of our population is trying to fucking change the rule for everybody, and I don't like that shit anymore. So everybody, let your voice be heard.
Yeah, and remember, you are not allowed to complain if you don't vote. So if you don't vote, then you don't get to complain about any of the crap that's happening.
Because and if you're like, well, they're all corrupt, that may be true, but there are some who are more corrupt than others.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, there's some really genuinely good candidates this year. We have a lot of really good people. I don't care what state you're running in. There's a lot of new blood, a lot of people who really have some great new fresh ideas who are trying to run for office. Check it out.
more women running for office than any other time.
And remember, they're called representatives because they represent you. So vote for people who you think would represent you the best.
Do your research.
Do your research.
Sure you look at everyone. Not everyone gets to live in a state where they send you all this stuff and, tries to inform you. But
and if you're like, I want to vote, but I don't know who to vote for Geek Dad Report, who do you recommend? We recommend anybody that has a Democrat by their name. Just vote all them in. That's all we got to say about that.
I highly suggest going to Vote Save America. I checked it out just to see what it was like. And you can actually make a sample ballot for where you're voting in. I did it just to see what it was like. So you can put in like who you want to vote for.
Also, it helps expedite when you go to vote, so you remember.
So then when you go to vote, you're like, okay, I like this guy. Cool. This guy. It's pretty cool.
I think it's terrible you even have to do that because I live in a state that they just send it to your house.
Ah, shut up, Brian.
I'm just saying all states should be like that, but whatever. But or go to vote.org if you'd like to know where you can vote.
Going to make that everywhere.
If you've never voted before, vote.org will also help you find out where you need to register, when your cutoff date is, and where your local election.
There's a lot of states have already had cutoffs. So, what you can do, you might be able to vote with a provisional ballot. So It's always just be informed and know what your rights are.
And if you absolutely have missed your opportunity to vote, talk to people your friends who live in other states who can vote, because we all, countries like France and England, they have like 85% voter turnout. We have like 40% voter turnout. It's
lower than that.
I'm trying to be positive. We have like 35% voter turnout, and it's a fucking atrocity. We should have every man, woman, and child over 18 voting, because everybody likes to talk about what the troops die for. Well, that is actually what they die for. And why why we're supposedly the greatest country in the world, because every person has a voice and you can go fucking exercise it. So go vote November 6th. Check it out. Do your research. It's coming up fast.
Do it.
Do it. Your livelihood may depend on it, especially if you have a pre-existing condition. Hey, go fucking vote.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I have the pre-existing condition and pre-existing condition. So,
my only pre-existing condition is being awesome.
I don't think that's a medically determined.
I may have a little bit of narcissism and delusions of grandeur, though. I'm not sure.
Oh, that is medically, so you can do that.
All right. Anyway, but all joking aside, everybody, if we haven't hammered it enough, please just go vote. It's coming up soon. Be informed and check it out. If you still have questions, feel free to hit me and Ryan up. We'd be more than happy to not tell you who to vote for, but direct you in a place where you can make your own decision. So, all right, that's about it. So before we get out of here, Ryan, you want to tell everybody where they can find us if they didn't already know?
You can find us on Facebook at the Geek Dad Report and Twitter at the Geek Dad Report. Brian is Brian West 53, and I am Big Bruiser. We are also on YouTube at the Big Dad at the Geek Dad Report.
Big Dad Report.
And you can find us on podhell.com with our friend the Utah Outcast. You can also find us on iTunes for the audio only. And make sure that you leave us a 5-star or subscribe and leave a comment. And what we really want to ask you guys to do is to at least tell 10 people that you know about the show and get them to listen to it. And hopefully they'll subscribe. So just tell 10 people and just let us know what you think. If it's good or bad, we want to know.
Yep, let us know. Because to be honest with you, me and Ryan were seriously considering making episode 200 the last episode unless people demand more. So that's on you guys. Let us know. Anyway.
We got 50 episodes to get it figured out.
Yeah, it's like a year. So until then, everybody, have a happy and safe Halloween. And as always, stay awesome.
And stay nerdy. And don't forget to check those candy bars for razor blades.
That's a myth. Don't listen to him. Later.